if I want to have more love in my life, I gotta open my heart up and let it shine. Whatever I want and truly desire can be mine as long as I'm inspired. I gotta treat and move my feet. I gotta treat and move my feet. Nobody else gonna rescue me. I've got to treat and move my feet. And if I wanna have more joy in my life, I've gotta keep on smiling until I feel that it's right. The key to success is in my hands. As long as I really understand, we gotta treat and move our feet. Treat and move our feet. Nobody else is gonna rescue you and me. We gotta treat and move our feet. And if I want to have a little peace in my life, it's time to take time to listen to that voice inside, telling you if I know who I am and my aim is true, the only thing I've got to do is treat and move my feet. Treat and move my feet. Nobody else is gonna rescue me. Gotta treat and move my feet. Nobody else is gonna rescue me. No, 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 I gotta treat and move my feet. Hey, treat and move my feet.
Please join me in prayer. In this month, we will look at how death teaches us to live fully in this life and what it teaches us about stepping into the fullness of who we are. We are pleased with this life. We know that this is a perfect life and that Spirit is here. We are all made from that same divine source that guides everything. I'm pleased to be able to share this message today, and for everyone who's come together to make this service possible. I know that everything that takes place here today will be absolutely perfect by divine design. I give thanks for each and every unique expression of the divine in this space, and for all who are within the sound of my voice, for all who are on planet Earth, knowing that each and every one of us are bound together by the one perfect life. I release these words in the divine law where they are already done by the power that knows how to bring about all the good there is, everywhere, all the time. And so it is. Our first words of inspiration come from Sogyal Rinpoche. Whatever we've done with our lives makes us what we are when we die. And everything, absolutely everything counts. From David White, apprentice yourself to the curve of your own disappearance. From our founder, the Honorable Dr. Ernest Holmes, Life waits upon our discovery of natural laws, our discovery of ourselves, and our discovery of our relationship to the great whole. This book that I chose for the month, The 5 Invitations, Discovering What Death Can Teach Us About Living Fully, is pretty good. We don't think about these things. A lot of times we don't think about death, but especially what it can teach us about living more fully. So how do we carry ourselves through the day? Do we kind of meander through the day without really much of a plan? Do we start the day with an intention? Do we start the day with a goal in mind, something that we want to accomplish? This month we explore the topic of death as a reminder that all things are impermanent. When we spend time steeped in regret for past mistakes or actions not taken, we rob ourselves of the gift of the precious present moment, and it holds us. We're also unable to live by a full measure of good, always out of our grasp and in some way far away. It never seems to arrive. The good spirit is for us and here in the present moment, waiting for us to allow it into our experience. Don't wait is our invitation to deeply engage right now. We want to be kinder, more compassionate and forgiving. The second invitation, welcome everything, push nothing away, asks us to suspend judgment and embrace paradox and contradiction, to skillfully respond to whatever life presents. The third invitation, bring your whole self to the experience, means that we show up with our flaws as well as our gifts. We can't leave a portion of ourselves in the box somewhere. The fourth invitation, find a place in the middle of things, invites us to pause, to allow spirit to flow through us among unending activity. Remember that we are human beings, not human doings. And our closing week will be the fifth invitation, cultivate don't know mind. That gives us access to curiosity, surprise, and wonder. We are well prepared for whatever shares up to make room for it by emptying our hearts. So is there something that you've left on the table? Perhaps something from yesterday, maybe something for a few years, something that you've been meaning to get around to. What's been the thing that has stopped you from going to do that thing? Are you waiting for a perfect time to do that thing? Is there a certain set of conditions that you're waiting on? Are there things that you think you need in order to even begin the process? Don't wait is immediate action. We step into action at once. Now, what kind of things can we step into immediately? Well, if you're like me, you've got tons of people in your life who mean a lot to you. How many of these folks have you told how much they mean to you today? Have you been meaning to get around to that? Every day is a good day to do that. We don't know when we will see that person for the last time. We have no idea what our allotment is on this planet. So the best time to do something is now. How about that project that you've been wanting to do? What's stopping you? What's that limiting voice that's telling you you need more than you already are to order to get it done? You have what you need. You have everything you need to step into that thing and do it with masterful aplomb and do it well and get others to join you. Now is the time to bring others to join you to do these projects. It could be a family matter. It could be a community project. Like-minded people here in this space and spaces like it always get together to work to make a world that works for everyone. And the invitation to not wait is imperative for us every day, no matter what's taking place. There are going to be things that turn up that are less than ideal, but what we do is we step into this practice, this way of living that we've been taught, this way of living that's become part of our DNA, and ask what is mine to do. We don't have to sit by on the sidelines helplessly, wondering if there's something we can do to make things better around us. We don't have to solve the world's problems, but we can make things better right here on this block, for example. We can make things better with the folks we share this space with. We can make this better for the folks that are coming in next door into the homes. We can begin to make things better for those folks. We can begin to make things better for people that we love, our loved ones, just through small acts. It doesn't take some monumental act of Herculean effort to make a difference in somebody's world. Try walking around the store, holding the door for people and giving them a smile. That has a powerful effect when you do that. It may seem like the simplest of things. When you address a cashier in the store, the sweetest sound to them is their name. And address it and thank them for what they're doing for you. Gratitude, telling them that you're grateful for what they've done for you today and for the work that they're doing, and that the work that they're doing matters. We all want to matter. And the moment to matter in is this moment right now, when we can step into that thing that we've been putting on the shelf and delaying and taking it up and saying, what's mine to do? What's my first step? Where do I need to go? And we can ask for what we need. That's the purpose of prayer. It's not selfish to ask for what we need. And this is a rule that plagued me for a long time. So that made it very difficult to pray effectively. But what I know is that we're given what we ask for. And so prayer changes things a great deal for us. So, impermanence as an internal truth is woven into the very fabric of our existence. We accept it as perfectly natural. It is an inescapable and constant companion. We open to our own vulnerability to get in touch with the essential identities that are always present. We hold ourselves lightly to reduce suffering. We accept that we, everyone, and everything around us changes. The beauty of embracing our impermanence binds us to every human being with empathy and love. It's been resistance to change that's been one of the biggest barriers to me over the course of my lifetime. Change is inevitable. And the idea of impermanence is something that a lot of folks don't necessarily understand. But when we understand that everything changes, you have good moments, you have moments that are challenging, All of these moments change. Everything changes. We step into that change by being open at the top and allowing whatever comes next to give us a clue as to where we need to go. Ernest Holmes says, the will of God can't be death. Why? Because if we assume God to be the principle of life, the principle of life cannot produce death without destroying itself. The will of life has only to be life. As much life as one can conceive will become part of their experience. So what are you open to in your experiences? With your job, with your family, with your children, with your grandchildren? Where are those experiences taking you? Are you satisfied that these are going to the best place they can go? Is there more you can add to these to enhance them, not just for yourself, but for all others? Where can you step in and make things better for others? So, I want to talk about three things as far as what takes place in the present moment. And a lot of times we don't take time to recognize what's going on. Until we recognize what's going on and what's taking place, we can't take any effective action. So whatever's taking place in front of us, we have to give it a name. It's easier to do that when the event is pleasant. But by naming what's taking place in our present moment, we gain access to unlimited power instead of clinging to the past. We come into alignment with the truth of our present circumstances and cease fighting with life. Knowing our relationships all end at some point, we are inspired to distinguish love from attachment, allowing us to cultivate the best expression of ourselves and others around us. Now, this word attachment comes up a lot. It's very important to distinguish between attachment and love, because sometimes they can be confused depending on the situation. An attachment is being stuck on an outcome, wanting a specific result, wanting a specific change to take place in a situation or a person. This isn't really going to be helpful. It is us that has to be flexible and changing, ever-changing. It doesn't do well when we start trying to change what other people say or what they do or how they act, then we're in foreign territory. We're not where we need to be. We're not allowing these other folks to be who they are. So whatever comes up, we've got to name it. The second thing we have to do is befriend our vulnerability. That's making friends with our mind. That can be a little tricky because the mind is where the ego is centered. And the ego wants to control everything, absolutely everything. It'll try to hijack our spiritual program if we allow it. But it is that emotional centered, mental centered space that is generally marked by fear. This is the space that tries to take over and change outside conditions rather than adjust from within. And we don't want to allow that to interfere with us. So befriending our vulnerability allows us to connect with the most authentic parts of our being and to loosen our grip on life. We are free to experience it without clinging to or pushing any part of it away, thus reducing suffering. That's right. When we don't push it away, we actually reduce our suffering. Taking ourselves less seriously creates space for us to give the grace to others we are privileged to receive from God, who loves us unconditionally. Change becomes a thing of beauty instead of something to dread when we recognize that our thoughts, feelings, attitudes, beliefs, and even our identities evolve over time. And the third thing, cultivate hope. It is an optimizing force that moves each of us and all of life toward harmony. It doesn't come from outside of us, but is an abiding state of being for us. We shared the need and the desire to attach our happiness to specific outcomes and conditions. Instead, we tap into the wellspring that is our limitless supply of good in our lives, and that would be the Spirit of God within us. This is where everything is seated. Our good is within us. The Spirit of God within is the source and supply of all our good in every manner that good may show up. And so understanding that God is source and that God is all there is keeps us from falling into the traps of allowing the ego to take over, to direct traffic, so to speak, to influence our actions. We don't want to allow ego to influence our actions. We want to work freely from this space. Ernest Holmes says, there's an inner life into which we may plunge, an inner consciousness in which we may bathe. As water purifies itself by flowing, so our inner realization of the flow of life through us purifies the stagnant pools. So the cleansing comes from within. All that we have to do is go within. Our work is within. We start from the inside out. You know, we live in a society where everything is so focused on outside in, whether it's material things or this is how society has trained itself to higher look at things. It's a little backwards, and so we're starting to get back to this, where people are recognizing that is the Spirit of God within, that is our salvation and brings us to a peaceful and wonderful end. So, there's a couple of things, This week, make it a point to spend a few minutes each day in meditation, reflection, or contemplation. Allow yourself to create space for the exploration of your own inner landscape. Without trying to judge or change, pay close attention to what's being revealed during these quiet times of reflection. From this space, begin to shift and move in ways that are in alignment with your understanding of your own authentic expression. Yeah, if there's things that are there that are blocking you, you'll find them, they'll crop up. They'll be there. They'll make you uncomfortable because they don't really belong there. They're not in line with who you are at the deepest level. And so you're not doing anything to fight with them, but you're acknowledging that they're there and that you have choices to deal with these types of things. And that it's always by choice that we go within and do the best we can. So, we can only live in the present moment. Our charge is to look for the good in every one of those moments. Take some time today to reflect on the unplanned change that took place in your life that you're grateful for due to the new possibilities it opened up. Look for opportunities to practice forgiveness for ourselves and others to free us from our suffering. What blocks you from being able to forgive? Seek support this week to remove these joy killers. Please join me in prayer. We are so blessed to be part of a creation that is so vast, unlimited, and magnificent, to have access to all the power, knowledge, and presence there is by divine design, because we are made from that source. And all that we need is within, waiting for us to call it up and summon it back and forth. Today, we will not wait. We will go for it from this day and start looking at these things that have been on the shelf and start taking care of them one by one. And some of those things may just come off our list. But what we know is that the best moment is right now. God's Spirit works right here and right now. And this is our joy. I give thanks for each and every divine soul in this space, for everyone within the sound of my voice, everyone on planet Earth, and thanks for the New Dawn community. I release these words into the divine universal law, where they're already acted upon by that mind that knows how to bring about all the good there is, everywhere, all the time. I let this go, I let it be. And so it is.
Tomorrow, we're all thinking about tomorrow. Tomorrow, things are gonna get better then. Tomorrow, if we just hang on till tomorrow. But what about today? Listen to children playing. What about today? See the world through their eyes. Hear what they're saying. Today, don't let this day slip away. What about today? Tomorrow, our prayers will be answered tomorrow. Tomorrow, will true love be waiting there? Tomorrow, if we just hold on. Tomorrow, well, what about today? This is a good time to pray. What about today? Look inside and see what your guidance has to say. Tomorrow's just a dream away. Turn past is gone and tomorrow's a dream away. What about today? What about today? What about today? Today, don't let it, don't let it, don't let it, don't let this moment slip away. Ooh, turn around and find your place in the sun. Grab this moment, feel the joy in everyone. Remember, life is always in change. What about today? Can you feel the flowers almost growing today? The spring is here today. We've got so much to do. I'm sharing that with you. What about finding out